Om Shanti. Today Baba is giving us a very interesting title. Baba calls us the protectors of the sacrificial fire. Yagya Rakshak. Now, how many of you understand what a Yagya Rakshak is? Nobody. So let's understand that. Now you see that in older times people used to say, or even nowadays, people organize yagya. The English translation for a yagya is a sacrificial fire. And in the world, a yagya is created out of 5 elements. So, you create something physical which is made of, wood and oil and ghee, and, there is fire, and you put things together, you burn. So, there are many supposedly physically sacred things going into the sacrificial fire. And then people are asked to come and contribute to the fire. So, you go and put your ahuti in it. So, you go and take some handful of something and put it in the yagya. And then it is said that you earn some good income, good karma out of that. So there are 2 things. So first thing is someone creates that yagya, and then there are others who offer their offerings in that yagya. Yes, and those are material yagyas where the material things are, sacrificed, and they say that punya karma is created out of that. Now here Baba, so the wealthy people, they organize yagyas, and then the Brahmins are supposed to take care of the yagya, and the ordinary folks are supposed to contribute to the yagya. So that's how it is done in the world. Now here the wealthiest Shiv Baba has created this yagya. Okay? And this is a spiritual yagya. So, and then there is Brahma Baba and Brahmin children who take care of the yagya. And then there are others in the world who come and contribute to the yagya and earn something by coming to the yagya. Now let's understand what all this means. When Shiv Baba comes, he inspires Brahma Baba to create what we call this institution. These days we call it Brahma Kumaris. Earlier it was called the Om Mandali. And this whole physical structure, the existence, the creation of this physical structure is inspired by Shiv Baba, right? So whether it is the headquarter in Mount Abu, whether it is so many centers, or whether there are souls living in households who are you have given their everything to the yagya. So this is the whole physical structure that is part of the yagya. But then, so the physical structure requires material contribution, right? So land is required, money is required, physical labor is required. All of that is required to create the physical structure. But then, what is the real yajna? Why is this whole physical structure created? So you see that when in a physical yajna, what do? You dig a space, so a small, a small vessel kind of a thing is created, and then in that you put the wood and the ghee and everything, so that the fire is created. And in order to create the fire, you create the structure. Similarly, this whole structure is created to create the fire of peace, purity, spiritual power, spiritual love, and spiritual knowledge. Yes, so the centers are created, the structure in Madhuban is created, so that the fire of knowledge, the fire of purity, the fire of peace, the fire of spiritual love, the fire of spiritual power can be created. Right? So why is the center created? So that when people come, they can experience, understand, learn spiritual knowledge, feel spiritual love and belonging for Baba. They can benefit from the atmosphere of purity, from the atmosphere of peace. Correct? Yes? So this is what Shiv Baba inspired to create. So when we say sacrificial fire, it means the whole physical structure with the energy of purity and spiritual knowledge in it. And every Brahmin, so Baba says that I gave the main role to Brahma Baba, the main responsibility to Brahma Baba to create this structure, and Brahma Baba did it, right? Brahma Baba contributed his whole life, so he gave whatever he had. So you read Sunday's Murli, and in Sunday's Murli, Brahma Baba's quality is described as Sarvansh Tyagi. So somebody who gave up everything. So his whole, every element of energy that he had in his body, every thought, every second of his time, all of his wealth, he sacrificed all his weak sanskars, took up all that Baba gave and created this yajna. And then Baba says that you are Brahmins and you are the protectors of this yajna. So all those children who think they are Brahmins. So let me explain 3 words to you. First word is BK. Second is Brahmin. Third is deity. Right? Now, when you undertake the course, you recognize Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba, you become a BK. But until and unless you become protector of the yajna, you don't become a Brahmin. So if you are not using your body, mind and wealth to sustain this yajna, then you are not a Brahmin. And if you're not donating your peace and purity and spiritual love and spiritual strength to the yajna, then you're not a Brahmin. So a Brahmin means somebody who gives his body, mind and wealth and the power of his purity and peace and knowledgeful self to sustain the yajna. Okay, so each of you decide for yourself whether you are a Brahmin. And the third thing is deity. Now Baba has told us the rule that a Brahmin will become a deity. Baba didn't tell us that a BK will become a deity. So, just by undertaking the course, we don't become a deity. When we fill ourselves with the force and fill the yajna with the force, we become a deity. So that's the transition from a Brahmin to a deity. Now there is another thing we need to understand before we proceed. Why is this yajna created by Shiv Baba? There is a very simple law behind it. When you sacrifice, yes, so sacrifice and being sacred is connected. So if you look at the meaning of the word sacrifice, it means make sacred, purify. So Baba has created this whole yajna, this sacrificial fire, so that people can come and contribute something. And when they contribute something, they become pure to that degree. Yes? So let's understand this small thing. So many years back, there was a million minutes of peace program organized by the BKs in collaboration with the UN. Now you see that in that million minutes of peace program, many people all over the world, they were given a target, they were given an aim to be peaceful for some time and contribute to world peace. Now you see, whatever they contributed, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, that amount of their time was created for punya karma. But that was a part, that was something organized by this sacrificial fire, right? So we Brahmins, we keep up the fire. Yes, we contribute our mind, body and wealth, our lives, our time, energy. We maintain our state of purity, peace and knowledge, and we create this whole structure. And from this structure, from time to time, we create programs. Yes, or there are people coming who are very new to the knowledge, they don't know anything. They come, they sit in the, so they visit Mount Abu, they come and sit in the center, and they, whatever time and thought they create, that amount of peace and purity they start receiving. So we create this sacrificial fire and encourage people to sacrifice and become sacred. And Baba says that you cannot depend on those who are not Brahmins yet to take care of the yajna. You cannot ask them or depend on them to take care of the yajna. So Baba's children who have realized the power of the task, the relevance of the task, they keep this fire burning, and then those who come, they also do something or the other, and then they also purify their lives accordingly. Yes, sometimes there's just a commentary playing and they're sitting and they give some donation of thoughts, and that much of their thought is purified. So, and then there are smaller programs, bigger programs from time to time, and there are regular programs, regular courses running. Then there is conferences in Madhuban, there is visit of new people in Madhuban. So all that is going on with the body, mind and wealth of Brahmins, correct? So the seva in Madhuban, the seva in centers, everything is done by the full investment of Brahmins. And these Brahmins who become the right hand in Baba's task of creating this sacrificial fire, sustaining the fire in the sacrificial fire, they become deities, because those who create will sustain, is the law. So this is all about the sacrificial fire. Okay, now do you understand what is the yajna? So yajna is the physical structure plus the energy of peace, purity, knowledge that keeps the fire burning. Yes, so, and when Baba gives us the title that you're protectors of the yajna, it means a big thing, because there is a responsibility for we Baba's children, Brahmin children, to contribute in terms of subtle energy and physical energy. Yes, so we have to contribute physically and subtly both. Now, so Baba says, sweet children, you Brahmins are protectors of this sacrificial fire. It is this sacrificial fire that will give you the fruit you desire. So in the world, people say that whenever there is something that they desire, so when there is a calamity and people desire calm and free from chaos, then they conduct yajnas. So Baba says here, everybody in the world wants permanent peace, happiness. And this sacrificial fire will give you that. So that is why you must pay a lot of attention and take this job of being the Brahmin who protects the sacrificial fire very seriously, because this sacrificial fire will give you the fruit you desire. Okay? So do you take care of the sacrificial fire? Are you a Brahmin? Just ask yourself this question. Or are you just a BK or someone who is just come and one of the onlookers? So there are people who come and just watch the sacrificial fire. Or there are some who do some contribution, but they are not protectors of it. So ask yourself, who are you? And if you are the protector, then you will get the fruit you desire. Then Baba says, Baba has given us a very good question today. Baba says, on the basis of what two aspects can you be liberated from all sorrow for 21 births? So Baba told us that you will get the fruit you desire. So what is the fruit? To be liberated from all sorrow for 21 births. Okay? And how do you get that fruit? So Baba says, serve the sacrificial fire with love. With love, serve the sacrificial fire, yajna seva. Contributing your mind, your energy of purity, your time, thought, body, wealth, everything with love to the sacrificial fire will make you liberated from all sorrow for 21 births. So first is serve the sacrificial fire with love. So first thing is physical seva. Physical seva means service through the body, mind and wealth. Then second thing is remember the Father. Yes, because your mind and buddhi do the act of remembrance, and it is very important that this sacrificial fire is sustained with the energy of purity, peace, spiritual love, spiritual power. And how will you resonate at that vibration? If you remember Baba. If you remember bodily beings, will you have a pure state of mind? peaceful state of mind? No. So Baba says only when you remember Baba, you will be able to take care of the energy of the yajna. So there are two things. Remember only Baba. Baba today says, don't remember your friends, relatives, family. Don't remember movies, bioscopes. So people not only remember friends, relatives and other stuff, you remember a lot of Kaliyugi stuff. And Baba says you cannot be in the yajna and spoil your aura and your vibration with this kind of remembrance. So first thing is do seva. Do some seva. Seva is very important. And second thing is you remember Baba. These are the two ways in which you contribute to the yajna. And then you will not be unhappy for 21 births. You will not shed tears of sorrow. Now Baba says, you children have received the Father's Srimad. Children, only remember the Father. Don't remember any of your friends or relatives, etc. Become free from bondage and look after the sacrificial fire with love, and you will receive whatever fruit you desire. Now here, we will first understand bondage. What is bondage? People think that unfavorable situations and behaviors are bondage, right? But let's look at bondage differently. So you see that Baba has told us that if you want to go to the world of happiness, you have to do 4 things. Study regularly and punctually, right? Remember Baba, become pure, and contribute your body, mind and wealth to the yajna. That's it. Now, whatever stops you from doing these 4 things is your bondage. Okay? And the bondage need not be something physical. Mostly it is our sanskars. Yes, it is mostly our patit sanskars. Now, what can physically stop you from studying? See, these days you are studying on Zoom. What easier method could there be? So the drama has given you every opportunity to study. And still, if you don't study, you don't listen to the murli, don't revise the knowledge, don't attend the class, it is just because of the sanskar. There is nobody who doesn't have time these days. If time was a problem, then the internet, the industries running on the internet wouldn't be such high profit ones. Yes, so all the waste and all the negative things that are released on the internet are getting so much of viewership because people have time. So what can stop you from studying except your own sanskars? Remembrance. Remembrance doesn't stop you from fulfilling your duties. When you are looking after your family, when you're doing your work, even then your mind is not in the same place as your work or your family, is it? No, it is not. Even when you cook food, you are thinking about 10,000 things. Yes, even when you're doing some office work, your mind is in the past, future, many things. And the mind has this tendency that it wanders. So Baba says, you just keep your mind in Baba's remembrance and do the job you've been given to do. What stops you from remembering Baba? And whatever stops you from remembering Baba is your bondage. That sanskar is your bondage. Sometimes people have the sanskar of thinking about the future. So, as soon as they sit to meditate, they will think about what to cook next. So that's a sanskar you have created. So Baba says, just look at what sanskar is stopping you from remembering Baba and finish that sanskar and finish that bondage. Purity. What stops you from becoming pure? And usually it is not another person, it is your belief system about a relationship. Yes, if you believe that marital relationship is necessarily impure and impurity is a necessary part of marital relationship, then that belief system of yours will push you into not being pure. And that other person also takes advantage of that belief system, or that other person is encouraged by that belief system because it's there in you, so they can sense it and they can take advantage of it. So free yourself from that bondage. Then fourth thing, you have always said in bhakti that God, whatever I have belongs to you. So who stops you from using your body, mind and wealth? Even if you cannot contribute the entire of it, some of it everybody can. So, sending something to the yajna, doing some yajna seva is very, very important. If you have some speciality, if you can do something, if you can take care of some seva, just offer it. I can do this. Yes, if you have some time, you can offer it. So Baba says, and if you don't even have the thought to, help the yajna, which is creating heaven for you, then that's a very big bondage. So Baba says, become free from bondage, right? And then there is the biggest bondage is of the mind. So, there are children who sacrifice their life in the yajna, they come and live in the center, and then still they cannot sit in the center and remember Baba. They keep remembering their friends, relatives and movies. So Baba says, that's your bondage. So you have to finish your bondage. And how do you finish your bondage? Every bondage is finished by the power of knowledge and yoga. So the more you churn the knowledge, the more you become knowledgeful, the more you realize the truth. And one has to work on it because, the truth is not realized very easily. You keep listening to the truth, but I am a soul and I really belong to Baba. And this is the time of transition and I have to create heaven. This has to sit deeply in your heart. So the more you keep churning on the knowledge, keep reflecting on what Baba says, and the more you keep remembering Baba, you will be able to finish your bondages and make these choices which use your body, mind and wealth successfully. So Baba says, Baba says, become free from bondage and look after the sacrificial fire with love and you will receive whatever fruit you desire. So look at what stops you from doing that and get rid of those sanskars and take care of the yajna, do seva, do yajna seva, remember Baba, and that is how you will receive the fruit for 21 births. So this is Baba's directions today. And then Baba today says that one thing is maintaining purity. So whenever you are pure, you are contributing to this yajna, which is creating a pure world. Another thing Baba tells us about speech today. So Vani, Baba says, never should you utter, never should stones emerge from your mouth. Only jewels of knowledge should emerge from your mouth. Otherwise, your mouth will become bitter. Yes, so Baba says, whenever you have to speak, speak jewels of knowledge. Speak essential, purposeful words. And then your mouth will have the quality that whatever is spoken through that mouth will become a blessing. Yes, so whenever you only use your mouth to speak jewels of knowledge, then your mouth will become a mouth that gives blessings only. So today, regarding speech, Baba says that only let jewels of knowledge and not stones constantly emerge from your mouths. Don't talk about worldly news. Yes, no worldly news. Whatever is going on in the world will go on because that is part of the drama. You don't have to spoil your mouth by talking about it. And you know what? When you talk about something, the words you speak create the atmosphere around you. So if you speak about worldly news, then worldly atmosphere will be created around you. But what you have to create is a spiritual atmosphere, not worldly atmosphere. So you refrain from talking about the world in and around you. You only talk about spiritual truths. So Baba says, don't talk about worldly news, otherwise your mouths will become bitter. And then a bitter mouth, even if you want to, you will not be able to speak sweet words with conviction and authority. Continue to give one another jewels of knowledge. You have aprons full of knowledge. Every day Baba is filling the apron of our buddhi with so much knowledge. People donate perishable wealth. Now at this time the Father donates to you children. Okay, so this is something. And then today Baba also talks about another very important dharana of children. Baba says, accept whatever you receive from the sacrificial fire. So when you consider yourself to be Baba's children, don't be too finicky about food, clothes, this, that. Whatever Baba gives you, you just have to believe that your body and mind and wealth is for yajna seva. And then whatever Baba gives you to wear, to eat, just accept that. And in terms of children who live in the yajna, so people like us who have surrendered. So then we take whatever is given by the yajna with folded hands and bowed heads. And we never say, I don't like this, or I want this kind of lifestyle. No. Baba says, there is a discipline in every place. And even in bhakti, when people go to ashrams, then they accept whatever is the rule of the ashram. So I don't know whether you've been to ashrams in bhakti. Even wealthy people, filthy wealthy people, when they are asked to sleep on the floor, they do it very happily. Because you understand this is an ashram. So, we could understand it like this. So if you live in a household and you believe that you are a yajna sevadhari and you do everything, yes, even if you contribute huge sums to the yajna's development, even if you give your full time and energy, even then, when you go to Madhuban, if you expect something, like I should be treated like this or like that, or I should be given this kind of a room or that kind of a room, no. Baba is the Almighty, the ocean of knowledge. He knows how to take care of you. You don't have to tell him. And whatever is given to you, you accept that. When you come to the center, when you come to the class, when you go to Madhuban, you accept whatever Baba gives you. And even in life, when you are living with a surrendered attitude, then Baba and drama are working together for you. Then whatever is given to you according to the drama, accept it as a prasad from Baba. And Baba says, don't knack your brain in whether you like it or not like it. And Baba says, you mustn't ask for anything here or say, give me this or that. Yes, so whatever food you get, you eat with royalty. Whatever you get, living condition, you accept it with grace, with love. So this is also another discipline of a yajna sevadhari. And then Baba says, by being a yajna sevadhari, become a stick for the blind, because this yajna is about opening the third eye of every human being. So when you also do some seva, then that's also adding to that force where the third eye of human beings is being opened. Okay, then today Baba talks about many things which I would like you to go through, but another thing that I would discuss is, Baba says today, a rose stays in the midst of thorns and still remains detached and fragrant. Yes. And doesn't get spoiled by the thorns. Does a rose get spoiled by the thorns? No. It lives amidst thorns and very detached and very beautiful. In the same way, you spiritual roses are detached from all limitations and bodies and are not influenced by anything. So become like a spiritual rose, and you see the rose is sustained by the roots, not by the thorns. Similarly, our root is Baba. Stay connected to Baba and be fragrant like a spiritual rose. Don't mind the thorns around you. You will therefore become full of the fragrance of spirituality. Such fragrant souls are loved by the father and the Brahmin family. So, in the world, when somebody sees a rose, they love it. Similarly, when we become spiritual roses, Baba loves us and the Brahmin family loves us. God's love never finishes and is strong and is so much that everyone can receive it. But the method to receive it is to be detached. So when you become detached from the world and you become a fragrant rose, then you will be able to earn the love of Baba Although Baba's love is for everybody, those who are detached earn the love of Baba. Okay? Then there is a question, how to perform yajna being in worldly life. I told you, so body, mind, wealth. So contribute some of it, even if you cannot do whole of it. Okay? All right. Om Shanti.